All right. So the year's moving on along quite nicely as tertiary institutions are set to reopen soon, and matriculants choosing to further their studies will now be preparing themselves for a completely new experience. And this morning we're joined by certified parenting coach Laura Markovitz, who was quite disappointed that nobody announced it on Facebook that she was joining us like we did Tamarind Green.
Get the same treatment.
But she is here in studio to give us some tips on how parents can help their children make a good transition from high school learner to tertiary student. Always great to have you with us, Laura.
Really
loving
day.
your presence. Thank you very much. We'll bless you with a post a little bit later on.
Thanks. Make sure.
Listen, this is cool. I like the fact that we're talking about this. I feel myself and Kat, we're still a long way off in terms of having that discussion with our children about going to a tertiary institution. But why is it important for parents to get involved now at this stage and really kind of prepare their well, I don't want to say youngsters, but their teenagers to take on this brand new journey?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's something that, I'm always saying we should be talking to our kids. And here's a big change happening. I mean, we're talking about real separation happening again. I mean, with the youngsters, you talk about separation when they're little, but now it's another level of separation and a huge level of growing independence. So it's so important for us to just be talking about it, thinking about it with them, so that we can help them, not micromanage them, but really support them as they go on the next step of their journey.
Well, for the most part, most teenagers actually look forward to this. I'm finally out of the house.
Freedom!
Moving to Cape Town or whatever it might be. But there are some real challenges that have to be, I think, spoken about, talked through and confronted before it actually happens. What would you say are some of those challenges?
Well, I think, first of all, it is exciting. And on paper, it seems fantastic. And here we go. I'm like on my way.
Living in the digs,
Yeah,
in an
it's all
apartment, in
happening.
res.
But the reality, like most things, is that there can be challenges as well as the good stuff. So it's good to just be aware of some of the challenges. And some of the things we should be thinking about are, of course, financial challenges. So suddenly you're thinking about meals, fees, textbooks, going out, how am I affording all of this? We're looking at the independence, which on paper seems fantastic, but actually in reality can be quite daunting at times. We're obviously looking at the social differences that are happening. Suddenly you've arrived in this whole big new arena with new people, and it seems great, but it can also lead to loneliness, isolation, that sort of thing. And of course, there are the academic challenges. You've been at school where you have been micromanaged to an extent. Someone's watching over you, where now you've got to learn independently. The amounts that you're having to read and take in are huge. And of course, there are expectations on ourselves, and then also the expectations that other people are putting onto us. Sometimes you're the first in your family who're going to a tertiary institution, and it's now, sure, you're the one.
There's so much pressure.
It's a lot of pressure to manage. So we need to be thinking about these challenges so that we can help our kids, because what we are seeing are high levels of depression and anxiety at tertiary level. So really we need to be thinking about the challenges and how best to be managing some of these.
Sure. Yeah. Look, it's a big change. All of a sudden, it's a very, very big change for both student and for the parents as well. We're going to continue talking to Laura a little bit later on this morning in terms of how parents can go about really setting that environment, setting that scene, and making sure that their teenagers have the tools to really adjust to that new journey of their life. Stick around. If you have any questions, you can always connect with us on social media as well. #Expresso Show.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Wednesday morning, bright and early. Yes, so good to have you with us. Now, earlier on, we got some tips on how parents can help their children adjust and transition from being a high school learner to a student at tertiary level. And of course, this is where we're talking about and continuing the conversation with certified parent coach Laura Markovitz.
Indeed, Laura, thank you very much. So we spoke about, the fact that it's a massive change. All of a sudden, your routine's going to be different. Maybe you're going to be out of the house. The workload is going to be a lot as well. There's a bit more freedom, I think, on the student side. So I think with all of these changes and taking that into account, what do you think can parents impart on their children in this particular phase of their life, giving the tools to really make a smooth transition?
So, I mean, the hope is that actually we've been imparting these skills early on.
Yeah.
Because actually what happens, and the danger is when we haven't been doing that, suddenly the kids are out of the house, they need to be independent, they need life skills, they need to be learning how to take care of themselves while they are younger, so that when they go out into the big wide world, they are able to do things for themselves. They're able to articulate their needs. They're able to ask a lecturer what's going on. They're able to, if they need help, go and get help. So those are things that we really want to be doing from early on. While our kids are actually at a tertiary institution, I think it's so important for us as parents to remember that we've got to stay connected to them, that we've got to be listening to them. So they might not be calling us up every 2 minutes to chat, but to remember for us to maintain that connection, that they have that space, that we are there should they need us, that we are able to contextualize for them a lot of the stuff that's going on, that all the people who are there, who are first years, are going through these difficult things, that we're able to help them think through those things and also to point them in the right direction, you know, to encourage, and we were chatting about it earlier, not do the lecture stuff of, you need to think about your finances and this, it's just going to be brick wall and not listen to them.
I was so bad at that. I was, not in finances, but I mean, when I had to speak to my younger sibling about that transition and finding the right tone of voice and mannerisms to speak to about this serious stuff, because I want her to listen, but then I also want to make her feel like I'm your older brother, so hey, it's chilled. Like, I went through the same thing. If you're struggling, you can holler at me. But then I'm also trying to make you listen. Because it's so important.
Exactly. And I think, like most of the things we chat about, it's not the once-off conversation. You know, it's continuously being there, checking in, how things going on the finance front, how things going on time management, studies, partying, social. Are you getting the help that you need? Are you tapping into the resources that are available at the tertiary institutions?
So there's not the one big talk that happens.
No,
it's a continuous
go off,
conversation.
my child.
I'll have the talk now, and then we shall not talk again. You say, no, not like that.
Most talks are supposed to be continuous anyway. They're not supposed to never end.
Absolutely.
Laura, thank you very, very much. We hope that was enlightening to you. If you're looking for more information on parenting tips, you can check out coachparents.co.za.